Powell.
Here, Pontiac.
Hoffman.
Beautiful Rose Township, the gateway to Oakland County.
McGilvray.
Here, Madison Heights.
Jackson.
Here from South.
Nelson.
Here, Waterford, Michigan.
Cavell.
Here in Ferndale, the real gateway to Oakland County.
And Gingell is absent with notice. Kuhn.
Here, Detroit, Michigan.
Lubes.
Here in Clausen.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Commissioner Hoffman, do you have a flag for us for the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. All right. Let's all stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next on the item is approval of the minutes from January 12th, 2021. Are there any corrections to the minutes of the previous meeting? If not, we need a motion to approve the minutes. I have a motion by Commissioner McGilvray and second by Commissioner Nelson. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. Next is approval of the agenda. Are there any changes or corrections to the agenda? Seeing none, we need a motion to approve the agenda. I have a motion by Commissioner Hoffman, second by Commissioner Powell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion is carried. We move on to public comment. Is there anyone from the public who would like to address this committee? We can't hear you. Nope. Another technical difficulty. I think your mic has been working fine all morning until now.
We can move forward and Andrea can log in and out. Maybe this will help.
Perfect. All right, we will come back to public comment. So let me know when your microphone is working. We move on to our communications. The first item is from Haven Start Program Quarterly Report. We need a motion to receive and file this item, and we have a speaker here to address this also. Do I have a motion to receive and file this item? A motion by Commissioner Nelson, seconded by Commissioner Cavell. And let's see. Is there Gail from Haven here?
Yeah, she's here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Good morning. I first want to say thank you to everyone for supporting Haven and the START team. It means a lot to me. And I'm here to answer any questions if anyone has any.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions regarding this report? Commissioner Kuhn?
Yes, thank you, Madam Chair, and thank you for coming today. I noticed first, can you just give, some of us are new to this committee. Could you just give us an general overview of what your program is out there at Haven?
Of course. So just joined Haven in December of 19, but I've been doing forensic exams for 15 years now. So at Haven, we do sexual assault exams for any patient, any age, where the assault happened within the last 5 days or 120 hours. We provide advocacy, the full medical exam. We provide STD treatment, NPEP, which is HIV treatment for prevention, pregnancy prevention. We follow through. The advocates assist with PPOs if necessary. We'll help with filing police reports. We also testify as experts or fact witnesses in the cases. We also do intimate partner strangulation exams up to 30 days after the assault. We also provide that advocacy testimony and follow up with the patient. And then we also do suspect exams when they're court ordered by the county.
Okay, great. And Madam Chair, may I ask a couple other questions?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I noticed in your report, you indicated that you had a plan for training hospitals and police. Could you go into that in any detail for us today?
Sure. So with working with the prosecutors, we were right before COVID, we had discussed additional trainings for like the urgent cares, who we do trainings for the hospitals and the police, and they've had some great trainings in the past. We want to continue those trainings, but we also want to include like the urgent cares who don't get as much training. With COVID, we felt like these patients who were kind of not really turned away from the ER, but people were afraid to go to the ER during COVID. We were concerned that they would travel to an urgent care and then urgent care wouldn't know what to do with them. So that is going to be one of our big focuses right now, making sure urgent cares in our county know what to do with them, where to send them, and their options. And that's one of our biggest things. We work with the prevention education team here at Haven to provide trainings for the hospitals and police on how to respond, how to talk to patients, in a trauma-informed way so that they don't cause more trauma to the patient. And then also, like, what do we do with them? Where do they go? Who needs medical treatment? Who doesn't need medical treatment? What are the patient's options? Not all patients who are sexually assaulted have to work with the police. And so that's a big thing too, training the police so that they understand these risks of sometimes our patients reporting a strangulation, the high risk of fatality that they have with reporting and safety. So training so that the police, they want to do their job, right? Investigate, but we need to make sure that they understand the severity and the safety risks that some of these patients face. So that is also in the training. We also look at, we do have specialized forensic camera here in our county that we just got. So that will be also a new training for our prosecutors and our police to understand the camera that we have and the different types of photos it takes. We do negatively invert the photo so it shows the bruising under the skin, sometimes a bruising that isn't seen by our eyes. So that's also going to be one of our focus trainings for this year.
Thank you for your background.
Yeah, thank you. Any other? All right, thank you very, very much. But we need a voice vote now. All in favor, say aye. Aye. All right, that motion is carried. We move on to our regular agenda. The first item is yes.
Could I just ask Miss Delvecchia for her direct line? I'd like to call you about something after the meeting.
Of course. My direct line is 248-334-1284, extension 243. That will come directly to my cell phone, so you can call anytime if you guys need to get a hold of me or have a question.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you. All right, on our regular agenda, Health and Human Services Health Division, Amendment 2 to the fiscal year 2021 Local Health Department Comprehensive Agreement. So we need a motion. Motion by Commissioner Hoffman, seconded by Commissioner Jackson. And we have Leanne Stafford here to discuss this.
Good morning, everyone. So the request in front of you is to increase our allocation for our large comprehensive agreement with MDHHS. In this agreement, we're increasing the overall award to a little over, or actually closer to $182,000 for harm reduction support services, infant safe sleep, WIC breastfeeding grant, and also a small amount for COVID response that really helps with our emergency preparedness area with some staffing and some supplies. And so in addition, even though we're getting an increase, we also are asking to delete one vacant special revenue position in our TB control unit. It's been vacant for some time, and our nurses that are in this program are just handling the work now as they're out in the field, or actually right now doing things more virtual as COVID, has kind of required that.
Thank you. Are there any comments or questions regarding this item? All right. Thank you, Leanne. Roll call, please.
Powell,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
McGillivray,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Cavell,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
and Lubes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, next item is from the Sheriff's Office, fiscal year 2021 Traffic Safety Enforcement Grant Acceptance. So I have a motion by Commissioner McGilvery, second by Commissioner Nelson, and we have Under Sheriff McCabe and Guy up here to talk to this.
Good morning, Madam Chair and committee members. This is an annual grant that we get from the Office of Highway Safety Planning through the Transportation Improvement Association. And what it does is it reimburses overtime to us for targeted areas involving drunk driving and seatbelt enforcement that we do during the year. And it's based on data that we receive as to the areas that need to be attended to. And we're not the only department that receives these. Many of the local Oakland County departments also receive this grant.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Okay, roll call, please.
Hoffman,
Yes.
McGillivray,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Cavell,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Lubes.
Yes. We're going to interrupt the next item for a moment because it sounds like our public comment line is working now. So is there anyone from the public who would like to address this committee?
Yes, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I do have one caller that's been patient on the line, and our mic is now fixed. So I will set the timer for 3 minutes and they can speak freely. Caller 1, would you be able to speak?
Hello?
Yes, Victoria?
Hello? Yes?
Okay, the public comment line is open and you're able to speak for 3 minutes. I'll set the timer.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. This is Victoria McCasey from Holly.
Hello, Victoria.
Just wanted to keep you updated on what's going on. Yesterday, I was in Judge O'Brien's courtroom as he was, at his usual game, harming the litigant and his three-ring circus with the insiders. And I'm really getting tired of this. And I've been working with Dave Coulter as well as Hillary, who didn't think it was important the last meeting I had with Hillary to do her homework to come down about the people that are raped, pillaged, and murdered at the hands of the Oakland County Probate Court. Now, we have recently been invited to come on a radio show called Michigan Probate Radio. And I've also been asked to join Stand Up and Open Up Michigan with 450,000 members. Now, I'm going to let you have the lead on this. If we don't get some help from you and release this trying, people that have been asked for 2 years to help us, refuse to do anything, at the top of the list, residents of Michigan and Oakland County, especially, what's going on? And trust me, your 3-box rating will be no longer. We don't want to be made whole. If you're going to continue to let the raping, stealing, murdering going on, and you think there are half judges, think again. So, and people that are following me. Thank you for your time. Have a good day.
And that concludes the public comment.
Thank you. It was a little difficult to hear, but thank you for your perseverance in this matter.
We have her name and we can contact her to get more further information if you need it.
Okay, thank you. Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment?
Currently, your public comment lines are open. There are no further callers and there are no written submissions. So there is no one, and there's no one in the auditorium or committee room A. There's no further public comment. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. The last item on our agenda today is from the Sheriff's Office, the 2021 Marine Safety Program Grant Application. So I have a motion. From Commissioner McGilvery, support from Commissioner Hoffman.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Yes.
This is our annual application, the Marine Safety Grant through the state of Michigan. We apply for close to $500,000 because that's what's eligible for reimbursement. We generally get back, very little on that. I've been in front of this committee many times over the years. As you know, Oakland County gets the short end of the stick from the state of Michigan when it comes to marine safety grants. We have more registered boats in Oakland County than any other county in the state of Michigan. The revenue comes in as a result of boat registrations. And there's been many commissioners in the past who have been in the legislature, have introduced legislation to try to change it. 50% of the funding goes to the DNR and 50% goes to the sheriffs. So the 50%, we do 95% of the enforcement in the state of Michigan, the sheriffs do. The DNR does very little enforcement, if any, when it comes to going out on the lakes and keeping the lakes safe. And that's no knock on them, but they have a different mission. So anyway, it is what it is. And we've tried to change it for many, many years. Back in 2008, when the economy crashed, we used to spend, about $1.3 million on marine safety from the general fund. As a result of all the cutbacks that occurred, the unit was reduced greatly. We have implemented since then what we call a contract system. We have 19 lakes that do contract for our services during the summertime, and that has worked out really well. So it's not that the lakes are not necessarily getting patrolled. They are, but it's the people on the lakes that are paying for those patrols. And it varies the amount of hours in each lake depending upon the given lake. So if there's any questions, Gay and I are here to answer those questions for you.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Commissioner Cavell?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. And also I want to say thank you to Gaia for chatting with me at like 10:50 this morning to help clarify things. Sorry for being so short notice about that. But so I'm just curious, also Under Sheriff McCabe, you said that the 19 lakes contract with us. So this is not a revenue neutral thing. This is something that the commission will take from the general fund X amount of dollars and it will cost money, right?
You'll take the amount that the grant does not cover is covered by the general fund. That's correct.
Okay, and how much money roughly do we get from the contracts from the 19 communities that have the lakes?
I have to defer to Gabe. It's not a whole lot of money because these are part-time, non-eligible deputies that are Marine deputies. They go to a Marine academy to enforce Marine laws. So they're paid about $20-some an hour plus benefits, Social Security. When I say benefits, Social Security, workers' comp. So we charge the municipalities an hourly rate that recovers our costs. In terms of the general fund contribution, Gaia would have to address that.
I can send you what that is. It's pretty minimal though, because a lot of lake associations will only contract for about 250 hours. They might do 4 hours each weekend or, the holiday weekends. So it's not a big revenue generator. It just, like the undersheriff said, recoups some of our costs for those part-time deputies. But I'll send you an update.
And the lakes that don't have a contract, we do on the weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we have what are called jump boats. We have 2 that generally go out where Marine deputies are towing a boat, and if they get a call to go to a certain lake because there's a problem that does not contract, we do respond to those calls. It's just if they're down in Lyon Township and a call comes up on, the north end of the county, it'll take them a while to get there. But generally, it works out pretty well. It's not as good as we would like to see, but that's a funding issue from the state of Michigan, quite frankly. And we've fought that battle for many, many years and have not been successful. Just leave it at that.
Okay, and then Gaia, you provided me with this, but just for everyone else. So we're asking, or what you guys are asking for is $475,000 from the state. The state will give us whatever they will give us. Last year they provided $161, and the county filled in the rest. What was it in 2019? What was it in 2019 and 2020, if you could?
So the amount that we got from them?
Yeah.
I'll have to go. I can provide that to you. I can send an email out to the committee for the 19. I have what the actuals that we've spent for the program, but that's different than the grant amount. So I can put together a history of what we've gotten from them and send that out to you.
Thank you. I don't need anything too intense.
It's going to be about the same. It's about the same every year within several thousands of dollars.
So then that means it'll cost the county roughly $300-ish thousand if the 475 and 161 is roughly the same.
475 are just what we're eligible to apply for. Our budget is actually higher than that. So for all of our personnel and operating and internal services, it's about 569,000 that we have budgeted. Obviously that fluctuates with personnel. So we're usually a little bit under budget. And then depending on, we rotate the boats that get replaced each year. So this grant is not providing any equipment dollars this year. So if we need to replace any equipment, that's on us. That won't be funded by grants. So it's just kind of a moving target each year, but I can provide you the 19 and 20 amounts.
Okay, thank you. But then just based on those rough numbers, that's the ask then is for us to be ready to spend $400,000 of county money.
Roughly, yes.
Okay, thank you. Those are all the questions I had. I appreciate the information, Gaia and McCabe.
Sure. Thank you. Any other questions? All right, roll call, please.
McGillivray,
Yes.
Jackson,
Yes.
Nelson,
Yes.
Cabell,
Yes.
Kuhn,
Yes.
Powell,
Yes.
Hoffman,
Yes.
Moobs.
Yes.
Motion carried.
All right, motion is carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there any other business to come before this committee? All right, seeing none, this committee is adjourned at 11:56. Thank you, everybody.
Bye, everybody.